Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and the following is a compilation of various things that I wish I had known coming into Heroes of Hammerwatch 2. These are mostly going to be beginner tips, and I'm not going to go into each one in too much detail, mainly because I've talked about them at length already. Check out my links in the below description. If you think I haven't covered something enough, more than likely, I've covered it more in detail in one of those other videos. So like I said, check out the links in the below description once you're done here to see something in greater detail. Hey Vince, I get asked this a lot. How do you get that little line to come out from your character when you're aiming? Well, if you go to your options menu and go to the game tab, there's a couple of options that are right next to each other I think you should look at. One is called cursor stats. That will give you your health and your mana and your dash charges right on your cursor. The other one is the aim guide. Switch that to laser in order to see that line. Another setting I recommend you check out is called always show HUD overlay. That's also under the game tab. Put that to yes. And the reason I keep that on is so I can see what level I'm currently on, what the difficulty is for that level that I'm on, as well as my current resource count, how much gold I have, how much wood I have, how much stone I have, and so on. Very helpful information. This will pop up in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. While you're at it, make sure your minimap is turned on too. Again, same place, options menu, game tab, and then fiddle with the sliders as you like. A lot of new players will get this confused, weapon power and spell power, and that's okay, because the game doesn't really give you that information as you're trying to learn. So weapon power is the damage that you inflict with your main hand and offhand weapon, whereas spell power is the damage that you inflict with all of your skills and abilities. There are 7 different classes in this game, and you're going to start off with the Warrior, Paladin, Ranger, and the Wizard, and you'll be unlocking the Rogue, the Sorcerer, and the Warlock as you continue playing the game. To unlock the Rogue, you're going to find him in the caves, or if you don't find him there, after you defeat the first boss. You'll find the Sorcerer in the Dark Citadel. It's the fast travel point that you will eventually unlock in the Forest 1. Lastly, the Warlock, you'll find him in the Temple exit. Again, I've got other videos out there that show you this in detail, so definitely check out those links if you're curious about where those locations are. While we're on the subject of classes, each class will provide a title bonus that is then given to all of your other characters, and that title bonus gets stronger as they level up. That being said, if you don't plan on playing a particular class, that's okay. Just create a level 1 character of that class, and you'll still get a level 1 title bonus for all other characters. So my recommendation to you starter players out there, just create one of every class. Even if you don't intend to play all of them, just create a level 1 character of each class, and even at level 1, those title bonuses will be carried over to the other characters. To see your titles, hit G, and then go to the Titles tab, and you'll be able to see all the different characters that you have and what bonuses they provide. Once a particular character reaches level 10, you'll be able to talk to this barkeep guy. Whatever his official title is, I don't know. But assuming your town hall is upgraded enough, you'll be able to see him and talk to him, and then you'll be able to choose between one of 3 specializations. But don't worry, you can switch between them at any time, and there's no penalty for doing so. So the way the gameplay loop works is that you have a level cap of 20, and you'll be able to increase that by 5 levels every time you beat a new NG level. That's new game level. So you start off at NG0, okay? You start off at NG0, your level cap is 20. You beat NG0 with that character, and now you have access to NG1. And now your level cap is 25. And this is character specific. So if you beat NG0 with a Warlock, your Wizard will not have access to NG1 until they beat NG0. At NG1, Curse is introduced. It's awful. reduces armor and resistances by 5 per stack. It's just a nasty debuff. This is being worked on, and there are ways to mitigate it. Like I said, I've got several videos out there that talk about it and ways to mitigate it. But that is the general gameplay loop. Just keep pushing NG levels, leveling up your character, getting better gear, and just progressing as far as you can. So before you go on a run, you'll be able to choose between different food and drinks. Now, beginner players, you're not going to have access to all of this right away. You're going to have to build the Tavern, and that will unlock blueprints that you'll find in the environment. Eventually, you'll get them all, and you'll have a full list of food and drinks. But in the beginning, you're not going to have a whole lot. But once you do have a fair number of them, you're going to want to cater your food and drink choices to cater around the run that you want to go on. So if you're looking for XP and resources with no intention of beating the last boss and NG pushing, then choose food and drink that will benefit that. So extra experience gain, extra resource gain, that kind of thing. If you're NG pushing, focus on food and drinks that'll keep you alive. I debated on bringing this up because typically beginners are not going to see Enchanting right away, but I thought I'd mention it. And I do have an Enchanting for Beginner video out there already in case you're interested. But Enchanting, once you build the Enchanter 1, you'll unlock some blueprints, and when you upgrade that Enchanter to Tier 2, you'll unlock rare blueprints. And again, these blueprints you'll find in the environment as you're running your character from level to level, and NG pushing or resource gathering, whatever it is you're doing, you'll find them. And you're going to find that you're going to need a lot of enchanting material in the form of blue gems and red gems in order to enchant your gear and give it some variable statistics and attributes. So if you're interested in learning more about that, go check out my Enchanting for Beginners video. Again, link in the below description. A couple of you had asked me about attuning trinkets and how to do it, what it means. So first of all, you unlock the ability to attune trinkets whenever you construct the Tier 1 library. Now, before I get into what attuning trinkets actually does, it's worth taking a look at the trinkets themselves. If you hit G and go to the Trinkets tab, you'll be able to see all of the different trinkets that are in the game and what they do. So the Ring of Speed, for example, will give you 5% movement speed for that run, as long as you've picked it up. Whenever you attune something, you're spending skill points in order to double that effect permanently from there on out. So if you attune the Ring of Speed using skill points, that character, instead of receiving 5% movement speed, will now be receiving 10% movement speed from then on out. So it's a one-time purchase at the cost of skill points in order to double the effect of a trinket. Keep in mind, these are character specific, so you'll have to attune trinkets for each individual character. Now again, this is mainly for the beginners out there. There are cracks on the various walls that you'll come across. These are hidden rooms that you can attack and open up in order to get either resources or XP, or if you're lucky, a really good trinket. But sometimes the walls are hard to see as you're running around killing enemies. So if you hit M and pan the camera around, you can zoom in and out too, you may come across a little crack. They're hard to see. It takes a little practice to see them, but if you pan around enough, you'll find these little cracks. Now keep in mind, these cracks will disappear when you pan your camera away from it. So you have to remember where that is in the general vicinity anyway, and that way you can come back to it later whenever you're ready to. You can also quit mid-run if you want to. If you're in the middle of a run and have to go somewhere, you can hit escape, hit quit, and the game will say, hey, are you sure you want to quit the game? You will be able to resume the run in the future. Just hit yes. So when you come back to it later, the game will, whenever you load that particular character, say, hey, you have an existing run already. Would you like to resume it? If you hit yes, you'll just be thrown right back into that same level. If you hit no, your run will end and you'll get whatever bonuses you would have gotten had you abandoned the run at that time. Normally, you have a server cap of 4 people. If you want to increase the amount of players you can have in your lobby, go to the main menu, and before you create a lobby, hit the tilde key, and then type in the text at the bottom of the screen there, G_multiplayer_limit, and in place of the X, put a number, like 6 or 8, whatever. This will increase the amount of people that your lobby can support. But keep in mind, this isn't like 100% supported, because it's a console command, obviously. There may be crashes. And there's also scaling to think about, too. If you've got 30 people in your server, enemies will scale accordingly, and people will be dying very, very quickly, so keep that in mind. And that should do it. A quick list of all of the different things I wish I knew prior to playing Heroes of Hammerwatch 2. Please like, subscribe, and if you've got a quick tip yourself, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. This is Vince, thanks for watching, catch y'all next time, take care.